Well, it was a nail-biting Women World Cup final there. Unfortunately, not a good news for India. Indians have lost the final of the Women's World Cup to England. India had the match in their grasp with Poonam Raut leading the charge, and she was well supported by Harmanpreet and Veda Krishnamurthy. But thereafter, as they were closing in on the famous win, the lower order crumbled under pressure. Sonia yet so far. In fact, a brilliant performance there by both the teams. It was a nail-biting final, but Indian Eves, the women in blue, right at the end, pressure got to them and they lost the match. Having said that, a fantastic performance, a historic performance there by the women in blue. At one point of time, it seemed that the match is right in our grasp. This was a final. It was, in fact, a final that saw its ups and downs. Indian women bowlers, in fact, bowled extremely well. 218 was what England managed. And this chase, in fact, so far, 167 was the highest chase. And this was to be a historic chase. So, all right, let me just quickly go across to my colleague Rasesh, who's joining me from Mumbai on this. Rasesh, an extremely crucial match. The women played very well, but in the end, pressure, it seems, got to them.
Yes, that's right. Absolute heartbreak for India. This was they're on the cusp of something big, and it's not that this is in any way one can belittle this achievement. It's been a brave effort from the Indian women. Got India glued to the TV screen, and this time around it wasn't the men's team. It wasn't the Virat Kohlis and MS Dhonis of the world. It was the Mithali Raj-led side which kept the Indian team glued to the television set. And what a brave fight the Indian teams gave it. Clearly the dressing room would be shattered. The manner in which they were in charge, and the manner in which Harmanpreet and Poonam Raut took India close to the victory. And they were at one stage, of course, in a fairly commanding position. The dressing room would get some time over it, but I think when they reflect upon the week, the last couple of weeks, that would be a lot of sense of achievement. I'm right now at Poonam Raut's residence, the heroine of Indian performance, really, and I'll try and get a quick reaction. In fact, I think his parents are busy speaking with the media. We'll try and get in a word here, but this is the people here were watching the game extremely closely, following Poonam Raut's efforts, hoping that she'll be able to turn it around towards the end. Let's have a word in from his father here, Ganesh Raut. गणेश जी, कितनी निराशा है? बहुत ब्रेव फाइट थी पूनम ने आज।
नहीं जी, बहुत दुख हो गया। टीम इंडिया हार गई। कोई प्लेयर खड़ा नहीं रह पाया। थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंडिंग करके समझदारी से शांत दिमाग से खड़ा रहता तो शायद रन बन जाते और इंडिया जीत जाते।
लेकिन फिर आप पीछे मुड़कर देखेंगे, जो 2 हफ्ते भारतीय वुमेन्स टीम के लिए रहे, फाइनल तक पहुंचना, इतनी ब्रेव फाइट देना, बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन रहा है कुल मिलाकर।
जी जी जी, उन्होंने अच्छा ही किया है वर्ल्ड कप में, परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा रहा उसका। लेकिन ये जो फाइनल मैच है वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था टीम के लिए। इतना मेहनत करके फाइनल तक पहुंचे 12 साल के बाद, तो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था, अहम इम्पोर्टेंट था, वो जीतना चाहिए था, बट हार्ड लक।
लेकिन आपने कहा था कि आत्मविश्वास में कोई कमी नहीं थी। आपके पूनम से कल बात हुई थी, टीम को भरोसा था।
जी, भरोसा था जीतने का, पूरा भरोसा था। वो भी कॉन्फिडेंस से खड़ी थी विकेट पे। कभी कभी हो जाता है, एक बॉल अच्छा गिरता है, एक विकेट जल्दी चल जाती है, ऐसा हो जाता है कभी कभी, और ऐसा ही पूनम के साथ हुआ, और उसके बाद में तो पूरी टीम कोलैप्स हो गई।
लेकिन आपको बहुत ज्यादा निराश नहीं होना चाहिए। बहुत ब्रेव प्रदर्शन था। फाइनल की टॉप स्कोरर रही पूनम राउत। जब वो लौटेगी तो किस तरह उनका स्वागत करेंगे? आपको
स्वागत तो होएगा, ये हमारे सर जी है, स्वागत तो उसका जरूर होएगा। ये इमेज भी कॉल
ओके।
Obviously, quite the father here is shattered.
Disappointed.
They were speaking with Poonam in lead up to the final a day before, and they were saying how confident she was. So as we can understand,
Rasesh, stay on with me. Of course, the entire country is heartbroken, but We're also being joined by Boria Majumdar, consulting sports editor, and Nikhil Chopra, former India cricketer, here in the studio with me as well. Boria, very quickly coming to you, a terrific performance. We lost the nerves possibly at the end, 219. This was going to be a historic chase. In the end, of course, England coming at the top of this nail-biting final.
Absolutely, Ankit. You know, it was a heartbreak. It is a heartbreak. I mean, it was amazing for the girls to do what they have done. But I think the pressure of the final got to them. Veda Krishnamurthy was in control. Even after Poonam Raut got out, Veda Krishnamurthy and Deepti Sharma. Imagine a 19-year-old steering India almost to the cusp of a win. Almost. I keep using that word almost because it's that difference between a cup and a lip, right? 10 runs, 2 hits, and the match was over. But the pressure got to them. Having said that, let's celebrate the performance. I mean, it was amazing. Yes. Women's sport has taken a giant leap forward. Yes, England deserving winners, but it was a terrific ask. I mean, for Mithali Raj, Jhulan Goswami, Deepti Sharma, Poonam Raut, Harmanpreet Kaur, these girls have scripted history. Yes, we were there. It was our match to lose, and Nikhil will tell you as a sports person, the pressure of the final, the expectations, the been there, done that thing, that for England worked. Yes. Unfortunately for us, we fell short.
You know, Nikhil, what is happening? There is a jinx to the final. I mean, we lost that match against Pakistan as well, now the girls. But no matter, having said all that, still a fantastic performance for all of us to be extremely proud of the way the Indian Eves have played there in this Women's World Cup.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think phenomenal. The way they got into the final, they played some outstanding cricket. Harmanpreet Kaur has become a household name, and deservedly so. The way she's performed in this World Cup. Jhulan, she's been around, senior pro, Mithali Raj. But I guess, final, the nerves that we all talk about, it's the job also of the support staff, because in the heat of the moment, Ankit, pressure does get to you. You get butterflies. As a sports person, as an athlete, you try and get ahead of yourself. That's the time, when you, as a coach, support staff sitting there, send in gloves, send in water, tell the girls, be in the present, breathe. Under pressure, breathe. Just be in the present, every single delivery. Boria is so spot on. Talking about Krishnamurthy, the shot she played under pressure. She didn't need to go out there and try and win this game 4 overs to spare or 5 overs to spare. In Team India was well cruising. And then after that partnership with Dipti as well as Pandey, the way Pandey got run out, hitting it straight to the fielder at point and running, just goes to show they were under pressure. But I completely agree. We're all very, very proud of our cricketers.
Yes.
Extremely well done.
Well, joining us now also is Zaina Adulji, former Indian women team captain. It is certainly a heartbreak, but coming to this level, I mean, taking that kind of pressure, of course, in the end, though England coming on top, but these girls have made us extremely proud. How do you see this entire performance, Diana?
Well, actually, I'm a little sad today, but I'm happy also that today, with this performance at Lord's in the final, even though we lost, I think the girls have done very well. We have, the victory is for women's cricket in India. Women's cricket in India has won, and I think we should salute the girls. I agree the pressure must have got to them, as Nikhil was saying, that the support staff should have been a little alert to calm the nerves down, give them a little tips in and out. That could have made. But what I did not like in this our fielding time was when Dipti Pandey came into bat, Shikha Pandey, sorry, to bowl, and that is the time when we lost the game with those 15-17 runs that she gave in that over. That was the costly one.
Yes.
We had the spinners. Dipti bowled 1 over short, and that is where we lost it. After that, the partnerships were there, but England didn't take wickets. We gave them the wickets, and that was
very well put there. I mean, we gave them the wickets, and a lot to learn, of course, for this team and the women across the country who are in fact looking at it extremely inspired. Most of them now wanting to take up the bat and the bowl. Let me just very quickly go across to Manogya, who is in Kolkata. at Julian Goswami's residence. Heartbreak there. I'm sure fans, those who were hoping somehow will pull this off. How is the family reacting to this, and of course the people around you?
Wasn't an easy win, and that's the win that they had to achieve.
Family's in no mood to talk. The mother was already jittery once the match had started, and post the entire break session, the recession, she was absolutely clear that there was something happening, and that is why she was absolutely jittery. But if we talk about the entire atmosphere, I would use the word melancholic, because that is what is happening here. Not even a single person ready to talk to us. You see the faces around, some of them extremely tearful, eyes also. But yes, one thing is for sure, that as Boria writes, and I use his phrase here, that whenever you hit a low in life, you should watch sports. But perhaps sometimes watching sports also can make you feel a little low. And that's one of the days today. What we're feeling here, absolutely melancholic. आप देख रहे थे मैच, आंखों में आंसू है, सबको बहुत एक्सपेक्टेशन थी आज. अभी क्या महसूस हो रहा है, ऐसा सवाल करना पड़ रहा है.
अभी तो बहुत दुख हो रहा है हम लोगों को.
जीता हुआ मैच था झूलन दीदी का.
हाँ, जीता हुआ मैच था ऑब्वियसली, इसलिए कि हम लोग कल 11:30 बजकर 7:30 बजकर सुबह ने हम लोग नहीं सो रही है, इसलिए कि झूलन दीदी को वर्ल्ड कप लेना ही पड़ेगा और आना ही पड़ेगा, इसलिए तो हमने नहीं सो रही थे.
सोया नहीं, आप भी रात भर जगे हैं और अभी भी आंखों में
आंसू तो आएगा, लेकिन पाकिस्तान के बाद इस बार इंग्लैंड के हारने के बाद जो ट्रॉफी हम लोग चाहते थे वो तो नहीं आया, इसलिए तो आंसू तो आएगा.
आंसू तो आएंगे. And if I could use the word phrase in Hindi, जो जीता वही सिकंदर, and that's how it is. People remember who won the World Cup and not those who were just so near to it. Perhaps that's how it works in the pages of history also, and that's how we'll be working in cricket too. Extremely tough moments here in Nadia district.
It may be tough, but Manogya, of course, they have already made history. The history is going to remember this day as a turning point for the cricket for women in India. That cannot be taken away from these brave girls. In fact, we're slipping to a very short break. Our guests are going to be with us. We'll come back and talk more about this. Well, heartbreak there at Lord's, but of course, it has paved way for great things for Indian women cricket. Of course, the focus that has now come to that. Most of the players now household names. Boria Majumdar, Nikhil Chopra, Diana Dulji, and my colleagues are still with me. Let me quickly go across to Lavina Tandon, in fact, who is joining us from outside Lord's in London. Lavina, a heartbreak there, and the fans, of course, were hoping that this will be a moment in history as the girls possibly would be able to pull off a victory there. But a very, very closely contested match, a nail-biting match, a complete deserving final there.
This was at the Lord's, home of cricket. It wasn't an easy win.
Absolutely, Ankit. I have to say my heart sank when I heard the huge clap coming from Lords of the other side. But I have to say that they fought like a warrior. They gave a thrilling match to the audience, and therefore, for Indian women cricket, they are winners. They have brought the Indian women cricket to the forefront. They are household names, as you said, and that is to some extent their win as well. I have got some people here who have come from inside and have watched the match. Need I ask what you feel? But being inside, how was the experience, though your spirits were high? Yes.
Feeling devastated, but still very proud of them, and I am very sure the way 1983 win of Kapil Dev team changed the face of men's cricket, this performance of our girls is going to have the same impact on the girls of India, and we will surely win the cup, if not this time, then surely in future.
Definitely, I think it does change the whole perspective in which women's cricket is perceived in India, and that is the win of the team, I believe. Also, I need to take you have been here flaunting your India.
I think
you're not sad about it, is it? They did give you a thrilling match.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
I think it's we're definitely disappointed, but not at all ashamed, because India played like a champion, no doubt about that. The way they played, we never thought we are going to watch India final in Lord's. It's gave us incredible feeling. So, whatever happened doesn't matter. It's a play, it's a game. And we are really immensely proud of Indian women team. And I want them to grow and grow and grow. That's
Fantastic. And your daughter has one cheek of hers has won.
Well,
Because she was one cheek England. She's born in here.
Yes.
That also we saw a lot of it. So you're born here cheering for India?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I think they played well, but it slipped at the end. They could have done a bit better at the end. A few wickets at the end, which they shouldn't have given away.
But I hope you didn't stop cheering, did you?
No, I didn't stop cheering.
All of you didn't keep cheering. So should we cheer for the Indian women cricket team?
Well, that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
The third World Cup final, India will only win.
So fans, of course, the entire support of the fans crucial for the game, and here's hoping that it continues with the Indian Eves in blue, and we can take it forward from, of course, this brilliant performance of the team. Sourav Ganguly, former India captain, is also joining us. Sourav, a lot of people disappointed, but it's good to see that this has, in fact, already made a lot of fans aware of the Indian cricket team, women's team, and a lot of people are now interested to see where they go on from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And firstly, I congratulate them for their wonderful performance right throughout the World Cup. They have shown a lot of character, a lot of grit. And once they leave the ground today at Lord's, they will know that they have lost a game which they should have won. They were cruising at one stage, and then to lose it will be disappointing for them, because all those players you're seeing on our television screen know that it's a game they should have won. But nonetheless, it has created tremendous enthusiasm among people. Even my mother was saying, pushing Poonam to run and Deepthi to run to win this World Cup final. But great to see so much crowd at Lord's. It's an amazing cricket venue. In a Women's World Cup final, it was almost packed. So it's great to see, and hopefully women's cricket in India from here will go a long way forward.
Saurav, Nikhil is in the studio, and we were just talking about it's a good time for more investment as far as the women cricket is concerned. They have shown what they can of course do on the field. It would be for BCCI, for the state associations as well, to ensure that they get more exposure so that we can of course go on and win the next World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Get a lot more exposure and get the cricket system going. Proper cricket, proper one-day cricket, proper state sides, proper first-class cricket, and that's the way you're going to go forward. You will not be a brilliant team or the best team in the world overnight, but if you put the processes in place for the next 4 years, these girls keep playing, because there's enormous talent in this side when you look at the way they have gone about this World Cup. Obviously Diana is there. I'm sure she will do her best to put the systems in place, and hopefully Indian women's cricket will look up, and a lot of young girls would want to come and play it.
Absolutely. In fact, we're getting some breaking news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who in fact had tweeted individually for all the 11 girls. Now after this team effort, has now tweeted, and he has said, our women cricketers gave their best today. They have shown remarkable tenacity and skill through the World Cup. Proud of the team. He has also tagged the BCCI women. So, of course, a message going there that much more needs to be done. A fantastic performance there, though we lost the final. The Prime Minister congratulating the Indian women cricket team for the effort that they have put into this World Cup. Let me just go across to Diana Dulji. Diana, taking it from here, what Sourav was saying, it is time for us to invest more into women cricket. This is a ripe time where there is a lot of interest, and hoping that there will be much more young players who would be wanting to take up the bat and the ball.
Yes, as I said in the pre-match interviews the pre-match show we had, that we have to now concentrate on the under-19 and India A. We have to build up the bench strength, because Mithali, Julan on the way out now. We need replacements quickly, and our domestic setup has to change quickly. Absolutely big planning has to go into it. I'm sure BCCI and the COA will work together to see a nice domestic structure is formed for the girls, as well as good tours for the under 19 and India 18, as well as the senior team. They have to get more exposure to absorb these type of pressure games. You have to play against the best teams regularly. You just can't be going once in 4 years to play a World Cup and that's it. But you have to continue to play. The championship points now are involved for the next World Cup, so you have to start planning right now. You have to keep getting your points. Last time we missed out. We had to go for the qualifiers.
Yes.
Won the qualifiers and then came into the World Cup and came into the finals. So these things need to be set up properly so that we plan well right now from tomorrow for the next World Cup.
You know, Boria, these girls, many of them who are coming from small towns now, of course, at the big stage there in Lords, and, you know, having seen the kind of performance that they have put in, when they come out of this performance today, what would be the step next for, you know, all of them?
First and foremost, they now believe they can. You know, Ankit, I keep saying this, the revolution is underway. All India Radio live broadcast, I mean, live commentary in multiple languages. India today, 4 shows a day, right? How many days over the last few days, how many number of shows have we done? We have 6 people, Sourav Ganguly, Diana, myself, 3 others doing a live broadcast for the last half an hour. We'll continue for another half an hour. Multiple other news channels doing the same. We've got a London correspondent. Look at social media. All other sports people from other sports fraternities. Abhinav Bindra just tweeting. All other sports people tweeting. This is a revolution. Whatever may have happened in that match, 10-run defeat, the fact is this game is not the same again. It will never be the same. Yes, the BCCI will now give them central contracts which are far better paid, but the movement has started. And once a movement starts in a country like India, you cannot hold it back. And now it will be in auto mode. Whether Sourav wants it, whether I want it, whether you want it, the fact is these ladies have arrived. The game has arrived. So the takeaway, you ask me, what will they feel? They will feel that they have created history and have started a revolution. They may have lost the World Cup final, they have won 1 billion hearts, and they have started a revolution.
So, you know, Sourav Ganguly has to go to our sister concern, Aaj Tak, very soon. Before I let him go, Sourav, is it time for us to look into an IPL for women as well? That is going to give them a lot of exposure. They'll possibly, like the men's team, will play with players from across the globe, and that is going to be a wonderful, you know, practice for them as well.
Yeah, possible. Why not? You know, organize it in such a way that players from everywhere can come and play. Keep it short and keep it compact, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. Along with the IPL, I think the domestic structure needs to be systemized. The players should know when they are starting, when they are finishing, and bring in professionalism in the domestic structure. Make sure that the players are well paid. You know, they can earn a living out of this game. I know it's not going to be the same as cricket, but do enough to bring in young girls onto the cricket field so that they realize that if I play for 10-15 years, you know, I can make a living. So that's very important. Systems are important and structures very important.
Right, Nikhil, you know, with the kind of performance that these girls have put in, there will be, of course, possibly a lot of advertisers. Those will be, you know, interested. Now, these girls have also become household name. Most of the people, those who have been on Twitter also, you know, writing, they are saying that most of them did not even know the full team. Now, everybody knows all these girls by name, by faces. This is going to change the way we, in fact, look at the spectators, the investors, look at women's cricket, isn't it?
Everybody will start taking them very, very seriously. You're absolutely right. And they deserve every bit of credit, every bit of accolades that come towards them, because they played outstandingly well in the World Cup. You know, like you're saying, they have turned the attention of people, saying that there is a cricket team, Indian women's cricket team also, and that's made it to the final. It's become a household name. And, you know, from here on in, Boria talks about a revolution, absolutely spot on. You know, we talk about the T20 league. the structure has to come into place. You take care of the youngsters, the young women, you know, the under 14, the under 16, start those sort of processes, under 19. You take care of the nursery, and the ultimate, you know, the flower will definitely bloom. It's important to take care of your nursery.
Absolutely. Diana, if I can quickly come to you, you know, can we also now expect
I just need to
as
give
an
you some good
investment,
news.
as an investment, if we can get...
Before you ask me, I need to give you some good news.
Go ahead.
Out of these 15 girls, 10 girls are from the Indian Railways, and Suresh Prabhu has just announced out-of-turn promotions to all these 10 girls, as well as a cash award according to their policy. So that is good news, and I hope much more comes from the corporate world. Everybody opens their purse strings. Let these girls have it. Let women's cricket enjoy this moment.
Absolutely, because so far, Borea, the problem has been that for at least for women in India, it was not a profitable venture. They could not earn a living out of it, and that is why parents were, you know, reluctant sending their girls into women cricket. Now, you know, Borea, can we also expect that the kind of exposure that has come through, that you know, somebody, one of the greats of the cricket, possibly as a coach or somebody who can redefine the way the entire women cricket functions? Because, you know, as Nikhil was also saying, possibly at that point of time, the support staff could have acted better. Possibly the coach could have sent somebody in with some messages. So maybe one of the greats, you know, coaching these girls to greater glory.
You know, yes, there's a point there, but Tushar Arote has done a fantastic job as coach of this this team. First things first. But you know, this whole thing about women cricketers have not been given their due. This whole Indian sentiment that, oh, it's a lesser game. How stupid is that? Who won your 2 medals in Rio? Sakshi Malik and PV Sindhu. They're not men. Who was your poster girl in London? Mary Kom, not a man. I mean, why is it that women's cricket will have to be discriminated against? Come on, for goodness sake. This is, I keep saying this, on the 6th of June when these girls traveled to England, we were still talking about the coaching fiasco and the drama surrounding the men's game. When they beat England at that point in time, which was when? Which was around the 23rd of June, right? We were still talking about Anil Kumble's resignation. It is upon us, we the media, it is upon us to make sure that the women's game is given as much traction as the men. And that is what is happening. And that is a movement, Ankit.
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
will come forward when they see limelight, when they see money, when they see investment, when they see corporate patronage, when they see television, when they see the Prime Minister tweeting. Believe you me, you've already got a generation lined up to follow Jhulan Goswami and Mithali Raj.
Well, that's absolutely is the hope after this fantastic performance by the girls. Let me just quickly go across to my colleagues, those who are waiting patiently. Very quickly, coming to you, Rasesh. The Prime Minister has tweeted. All you know, film stars, sports stars are tweeting in support of the women team. Of course, as Diana was telling us, Suresh Prabhu has announced cash award and out-of-turn promotions. This is going to not only inspire the girls, you know, across the country, but especially the people, those who are around, you know, where you are standing. There was heartbreak, but still a lot could be taken away from this performance.
Yes, Ankit, you know, I'm glad that we got Ms. Diana Adarji with us live at the moment. You know, she's been speaking about the need for a women's IPL for more than a year before she became joined the Committee of Administrators. The BCCI at that point in time was silent, and one could sense why the BCCI was silent, because, you know, there has to be a market for it. Now that this, you know, this World Cup sort of revolutionized the game in the manner in which we have, that we've been documenting for a while, the fact that these ladies are household name now. You know, Boria made a point about the ladies winning the Olympic medals. You know, clearly that's because in non-cricket sports, women athletes winning medals resonates with people, with the masses, and you know, that is something that was missing in cricket. And now we got Mithali Raj and company, Harmanpreet Kaur, the man in which she performed, Poonam Raut, her residence where I'm standing right now. Each of these ladies, you know, doing magic through this World Cup.
Yes.
You know, India was the underdogs, weren't they, Ankit? You know, when the tournament began, just a manner in which the 1983 World Cup, it was about West Indies, England and Australia.
Yeah.
Women's cricket was all about England and Australia. India were the underdogs going into the tournament. And now this lady is to have delivered this performance. Things will begin to roll.
Manogya, Julian Goswami would not be there for the next World Cup, but she is going to be inspiring a lot of women, not only in Kolkata but across the country, to pick up the ball or to take up the bat. I mean, this would be one of the greatest contribution as far as the women cricket is concerned.
Well, absolutely, and I'd also add to it that in 2005 she was the cricket captain when India was playing the World Cup, but there was no broadcast, and that itself is an example on how far the Indian cricket, the women cricket has come. And with the live broadcast being beamed on various broadcast networks, not only news channels but also several other networks, the fact that it is being circulated on Twitter, Facebook, and of course hundreds of people just sitting here. The brother himself said that in 2005 when she was the captain we couldn't even see because the match was not broadcast anywhere, and that itself speaks volumes about it. अब जब आप टीवी पर देख रहे हैं, इस बार भरोसा था कि इस बार तो जीत कर आएंगे. अभी क्या लग रहा है कि ऑलरेडी बहुत दूर आ गई है झूलन दीदी, क्योंकि 2005 में जहां थे और 2017 में अंतर आ चुका है. अंतर आ चुका है. क्या अंतर आया है? अभी 2005 में मैच देख नहीं पाए थे. लेकिन इस बार खेल देखने के बाद मुझे मालूम हुआ कि दीदी का स्पीड बहुत अच्छा हुआ. इस बार पहले उस वक्त से अब तक बहुत अच्छा है स्पीड. Absolutely, there it comes from the family and the family members, the locals who've been living here, grown up, seeing her playing, practicing, traveling from Nadia district all the way to Kolkata. It's a minimum distance of 3 hours that it takes from where she started, from where she's come. She's an international name now with all the hard work that she's put in.
Absolutely.
And thanks that there is a lot of change, and the fact that Boria rightly pointed it out, that it's not just about billions dreams shattered but also billion hearts beating for the Indian women cricket.
Diana, a word about the way, of course, the captain has conducted herself. She has been remarkable, isn't it? A lot has been said about Mithali Raj, highest run getter as far as the women cricket is concerned, and grace there despite the defeat.
Absolutely. She has been the backbone of this team for a number of years. It's not easy when you're playing, without hardly any support staff and physios and trainers and massages. All these things make a difference. This was the first year that they went with a full contingent. The results were different. The small niggles were kept into place. If you saw Harmanpreet's last innings where she could hardly walk off the ground, she could hardly come back to field after that innings, but there she was today, fit and fine, because she was looked after well in the gap of 2-3 days. So this is what is required. These small things will help. The girls need respect, the girls need love, the girl needs caring, and that's where women's cricket will perform. They will give back to you much more than what you give them. So keep going. I thank BCCI, and I would like to thank ICC, who has promoted this World Cup very, very well. They've increased the prize money like anything, and ICC doing so much for women's cricket. I think all the other country boards should pick up now, and especially in India, BCCI is doing it. I want the state associations to come forward and look after their teams and make their teams strong and find some good girls. There is a lot of talent in this country, but you have to channel it properly. NCA should open its doors. We should have good camps for pacers, for spinners, right round the year. It cannot be just 1 month, 2 month practice.
Well, and you at the helm of affairs as of now, we can hope these changes are put into place sooner than later. Nikhil, about the legacy that not only this match, but Mithali Raj and Julian Goswami leave after this. I mean, they will not be playing the next World Cup, but of course they will be inspiring a lot of young cricketers in the country.
Yeah, without a doubt, role models, and that's how young kids take up the sport for the love of the sport, and also they idolize. Whether a youngster picked up a cricket bat, seeing Sourav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, Virendra Sehwag, these are the icons for the women cricketers. Girls wanting to take up the sport, seeing the Indian team, Mithali Raj, Julian Goswami, like you said, Ankit, Harmanpreet Kaur, saying, if these girls can go out there and do it, I want to go and play that sport. I want to represent my country. And that's the kind of passion you need for the sport to grow.
You know, you're talking about Harmanpreet. In fact, what I'm just reading on Twitter is that the Punjab Chief Minister has offered a job to cricketer Harmanpreet Kaur in Punjab Police. Let me, before I go to Boria, quickly, let me just go across to Boria quickly at this point of time. Boria, the kind of accolades that are being showered right now, I mean, of course, it would have been much greater satisfaction for all of us if the girls would have won. But this, as you've been time and again pointing out, the revolution has begun. People are noticing it. The politicians are noticing it. It's time to go back to the grassroots and ensure that much more talent can be honed.
Absolutely spot on, Ankit. Let me just make a point on national TV. The Prime Minister has made this point that he is proud of this team. I hope Vijay Goyal is listening and is watching this broadcast. Last year, when Rio happened, within 10 days of PV Sindhu winning that silver and 12 days of Sakshi Malik winning that bronze, they were given the Khel Ratna. Why don't we do an out-of-turn Khel Ratna, make a statement and give Khel Ratnas to this entire team come the 29th of August? Because if you actually see performance and if you see achievement over the last 1 year, I would say this women's team, their achievement making the World Cup final is what stands tall in the echelons of Indian sport. So I really hope the sports minister is listening. It's not done before, doesn't mean it can never be done. It can be, and if these girls, as the Prime Minister says, has captured the imagination of this country, they are Khel Ratnas. Harmanpreet Kaur, 60 in the quarter-final, 171 in the semi and 51 in the final. If she does not get the Khel Ratna, believe you me, that will be injustice done.
What a very important point you've made there. We are also hoping that the sports minister is listening and possibly will try and catch him tomorrow to get his reaction to the suggestion that you have made. It's a very important point. This is going to take the women cricket leap and bounds forward. Lavina, you know, coming to you first, you also met these girls just before the final. Of course, the spirits were very high at that point of time. But as I was, talking about it earlier, both Mithali Raj, Julian Goswami, the grace in defeat as well. I mean, they are professional bunch of cricketers who know how to handle defeat as well.
Indeed, and what Mithali said really made a lot of sense. She was honest and said that in the end they panicked. But what Mithali very rightly said by everybody on your panel, Ankit, and the entire team has done, has brought a turning point into the Indian women cricket. But what needs to happen is to keep the momentum going for them. And having spoken to the players, I cannot tell you, my heart went out to them when I spoke to them. And while we have yet to speak to them, I know what they must be doing and must be going inside. There must be tears, but they must wipe it, and this should make them a tears of joy, because they are inspiration indeed for the entire young generation and a milestone that they have carved for Indian women cricket. So I think it is a sad moment, but also inspirational moment for women cricket.
Of course, and on the show, I would like to give the last word to the women expert that we have here, Diana Arulji, who is joining us on the broadcast. Diana, you know, nothing for these women cricketers, for this team to force the entire country to sit around their television screens and watch this World Cup final. That's a big victory in itself, isn't it?
It's not one of those random international cricket.
Absolutely. I would like to thank the print media and the electronic media. This is what is required. Keep on projecting us in the media. People will start looking at women's cricket much more seriously, and I'm sure there's no looking back now. Good days are here, happy days are here, and as Mr. Prime Minister has tweeted, I would like to say, अच्छे दिन आ गए हमारे women's cricket के लिए.
Well put there, Diana. So the Prime Minister, of course, congratulating the Indian cricket team for their brilliant effort there, though we lost. But what a match of cricket that we saw here at Lord's. In fact, the Railway Minister is offering jobs. The Chief Minister of Punjab is offering jobs. We are just hoping that this is going to be the turning point as far as the women cricket is concerned. I'd like to thank all my guests, Boria Majumdar, Diana Arulji, Nikhil Chopra, and my colleagues Rasesh, Lavina and Manogya for joining us from all across the country for this special broadcast.